Take us back to the game there against Vancouver, the red card. What happened in that moment for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough moment for me, obviously. I have no malintent there. I saw the ball pop up, and I thought I could make a challenge, and ultimately that wasn't the outcome. He beat me to the ball, and I definitely didn't go into that challenge in a professional manner. But I take accountability for that, and I apologize to the teammates for letting them down. Apologize to the fans. Obviously, that was a bad moment, but I take accountability and just want to move forward and learn from the mistake.
Did frustration play into that moment at all, being already a man down and being down to Vancouver in that moment?
There was frustration, but I wouldn't say it was that. Like I said, it wasn't. I didn't have any malice intention to hurt a player or anything like that. If you guys know me, I hardly ever get into challenges like that, and so it was one of those that I just tried to make a play on the ball, and I read it wrong, and he beat me to it, but nonetheless, like I said, I'm taking accountability, and it was my responsibility to do a better job there.
I think I saw that it was your first straight red card of your professional career. I don't know if you had any prior to your professional career, but given that, is it a learning moment for you, or is it something that you try to just, I don't know, how do you move on from it?
For sure, yeah, it's a learning moment. It's a learning moment for sure. Like I said, I'm not the type of player to ever really get in challenges like that. I always make it my job to avoid those type of things. I mean, I'm not the most athletic or strongest player, so I tend to avoid challenges where I'm forced to kind of outcompete someone, and so I read it wrong, and that was kind of the outcome, and again, just learning from that experience, knowing not to ever go into a challenge with my leg high, and so yeah.
Is that what you mean by the unprofessional? Are you going in with your leg high, or what do you mean that's unprofessional about it? And as far as because you guys wanted to show more, or at least from what you were saying, you guys wanted to show more, a little bit more fight, emotion, I guess, in that match. What kind of broke down, I guess, to not get that play that you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between aggression and physicality, and what a challenge like that is. There's definitely a separation between the two, and so like I said, my intent was to try to win the ball there and show some aggression. Obviously, we were down, and so wanted to show a little bit of fight, but again, it was miscalculated, and it ultimately led to that, and so definitely something I'm learning from.
Have you told anything as far as the length? Of course, right now it's a one game. Do you know yourself if you can play in the Philly game, or if it might be extended as far as the suspension goes?
I'm not sure. No. Last one for Alex, guys.
What was that first 35-40 minutes like when you guys were at 11 on 11? How did you guys evaluate the first part of that game?
Yeah, I mean, I think we did a decent job of not allowing any clear chances for them. It was kind of like a back and forth battle where we also didn't have any clear chances as well, maybe other than Jordan's right before the half. So it was kind of a square match in terms of the first 45 when we were up a guy still. Ultimately, once we fell short a guy, we struggled to kind of play out, and that was obviously the outcome of that game.
Internally, what's the outlook of this road trip for you guys? How are you guys approaching this?
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking at the next game to try to turn things around. DC's a pretty good opponent. Maybe their standings doesn't really show how good they are of a team, but similar to Vancouver, they have a high line where hopefully we can exploit them with Jordan in behind, and so. In terms of moving forward in that next game, I think we could really use Jordan in behind to try to exploit them.